The sport of pickleball has been sweeping the country the past few years. United Way of Siouxland is joining the craze with its latest fundraiser. That's where Siouxlanders came out to play pickleball for a purpose. KTIV's Nick Reese explains.
United Way is here for us all. And pickleball is one of the fastest growing sports. And so what better way to engage as many people as possible than to engage everyone in a sport that people of all ages are getting involved with.
United Way of Siouxland's first ever Pickleball for a Purpose tournament featured 35 teams of two broken up into different groups based on experience level. Participants ranged from weekly pickleball pros all the way to first-time players.
Well, we showed up about 20 minutes late. We practiced with some nice ladies, learned some of the rules, not all of them, but we're getting there.
Pretty intense, fell a couple times. I jammed up my finger a little bit, but I think I'm going to be strong for the rest of the day.
And while for many playing in United Way's tournament, today is a day to try out a new sport, the money raised will go a long way towards their campaigns that help out hundreds of Siouxlanders each year.
It doesn't matter what income bracket we come from or what neighborhood we live in. Sometimes things happen in life and we need to reach out for help. And United Way truly is here for us all.
Each team paid $60 to participate in the tournament, and all the money raised will be put towards United Way's annual campaign kicking off this fall. This year's campaign is focused on 3 areas: education, health, and financial wellness. Last year, their campaign helped support 59 local programs, including the summer camp and wellness programs at the Norway Senior YMCA in South Sioux City.
It's important to reach all members in the community. You know, we can keep our costs lower for kids that parents may not be able to afford the full summer camp, and also for wellness programs. Some programs we're able to offer for free at a lower cost than we otherwise would be able to.
After a few games, some of the new pickleballers at the tournament were feeling pretty confident about their skills on the court.
I'm considering joining the Professional Pickleball Association if they'll have me.
Yep. And I think I'll probably do it maybe till at least 99.
That's fair.
Unfortunately, the dynamic duo's run of glory would come to an end when they faced up against KTIV's very own Matt Breen and Rhonda Mars. And they weren't the only athletes out there representing KTIV, as Clayton Anderson and Matt Hoffman were also on the hardwood showing off their swings. In the end, both KTIV squads ended up taking home the gold in their respective brackets. A great win for a great cause. In Sioux City, Nick Reese, KTIV News 4.
Definitely so, and we thought they didn't even know the rules to the game last night. Well, as you heard Nick mention, that's right, Matt Breen, Rhonda Mars, the double trouble duo, won the championship for the intermediate bracket, and Clayton Anderson and Matt Hoffman won the championship in the beginners bracket. Congratulations to both. We are so proud. And of course, they got a little more than just bragging rights. The first, second, and third place winners of each group received medals at the end of the event. And United Way leaders say they hope to continue to hold and grow pickleball for a purpose for years to come. And again, what a great cause.
From